If you're building a business and you've ever thought, no one ever talks about this, I'm Bridget Brady. Welcome to Cocktail Confessions. Tonight's cocktail, a classic gin martini, a little dry, a little dirty, shaken, never stirred. And tonight's topic, the people you surround yourself with and how that affects your business. Let's dive in. If you've ever heard the phrase, relationships are rocket ships, I will tell you that relationships can also be torpedoes. You know that old adage of your income is the 5 people you spend the most amount of time with, and if you average their income, it's your income? So first of all, play that game. It's really fun. It's pretty true. I have found it to be really true for myself. So one, you can just play that game. What I really kind of want to toast you with my martini with tonight is about the people you surround yourself in business and how it directly affects your revenue and your income. So I have a couple of business besties, a few really. If you're watching this, you know who you are. So I have a couple business besties that we are on a text string and we are voice memoing each other almost every day, right? Supporting each other every step of the way, cheering each other on, and getting real when the gets real. I have another business bestie that we do CEO dates on Zoom because we don't live close enough to get together in person. And we drink wine. And again, we support each other. We share ideas and we get real when the gets real, right? These are the people that not only are there to support me emotionally, but I'm going to tell you what, we talk about the real. As a matter of fact, a couple of these women I met in a mastermind for 7, 8, and 9-figure female founders, where if it's a real mastermind, right, if you're creating real relationships, we're in that mastermind and we're all being totally transparent, right? Here are my financials. This is how much money I made this year. This is how much profit I made this year. That's where I met a couple of these women. Another one of my business besties I met through a speaking gig. Another one of my business besties, I met him when he was a speaker and I was attending a conference. So here's what I want to share with you about who you surround yourself with and why it's so important. Delicious. So if you're a business owner and you've been in business for longer than 5 minutes, it means that at some point, shit's going to get real. At some point, you're going to have a down. Now you're going to have ups, but you are going to have downs. And it's really important to surround yourself with people that not only you can be totally real with, but that truly celebrate your success. And unfortunately, I find it to be rare that business owners truly cheer each other on. So let me give you a couple examples of people that you do not want to surround yourself with. So I had a woman who I thought was my friend. Truly, I thought she was my friend. And I had her over to my house. And as she comes over, she's making some snarky little comments about my decorating or snarky little comments about my house. She happened to go into my garage and she saw my car and she comes back in from the garage and she says, with so much vitriol and so much venom, she's like, how do you afford this? Right? How do you afford this house? How do you afford that car? And I was taken so aback because I thought this woman was my friend and it did not feel supportive and it did not feel loving in any way, shape, or form. And I was so caught off guard that I had nothing to say other than, I built a business, right? I work really hard. I help a lot of people. And it just wasn't a satisfactory answer to her. And in the end, the truth is, I think that she was never my friend maybe to begin with, but that relationship ended up dissolving because her jealousy was stronger than our relationship. There was another woman who used to tell me, and I was like, what is up? She used to tell me on the regular, right? I hate you. Your skin is so perfect. Your skin is perfect. I hate you. I'm like, you hate me? You hate me because I have nice skin? Look, I have other friends, real friends. As a matter of fact, my CEO date friend, I just did a speaking event for her. And I showed up at her speaking event and she was like, oh my gosh, your skin is amazing. What skincare products do you use? Right? Because she knows that we're a partnership of sorts. She knows that we support each other. So here's the lesson of the day, right after one more sip. The people you surround yourself with on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, they either lift you up, right? They rocket ship you up, or they bring you down, right? They torpedo you, they anchor you, and not in a good way. As a business owner, your time, your energy is by far your most valuable asset. So you need to protect it. Now, I'm not telling you to go break up with all your besties, right? And leave everyone behind who's ever made a snarky comment about you. And my cocktail confession of the day is look at your relationships, right? Take a good hard look. Are the people you surround yourself people that you can be honest with, people that will celebrate your highs and support you through your lows? Are they people who are generous with their information, with their time, with their genius? Because when you surround yourself with those business besties, it changes everything, right? You've heard of proximity to power. Well, this is really proximity to healthy, supportive relationships changes everything. And if you look at your relationships and those people make you feel crappy about yourself or they're dragging you down, Bridget to you, real talk, reevaluate that relationship and see how valuable it is. Thank you so much for joining me. It is my great pleasure to spend this time with you. I'm Bridget Brady. Thanks for joining me for Cocktail Confessions.